Hey, listen up. We got another episode of Wise Kracks, featuring the crack man himself, Bill Krackomberger, and our co-host, John Orlando, straight from Las Vegas. Wise Kracks is your ticket inside the world of sports betting, with tips, picks, special guests, and more. Only on WSN.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Wise Kracks episode 112. We have a big show today all the way from Canada. Producer Rob is in studio here at Sticky Paws. I like it.
Nice. Thanks for coming in, Rob. If I knew that, I would have worn my pink Hawaiian shirt. Damn it.
The debate in my girlfriend's existence.
Oh, okay.
She
cool.
hates them.
She
That's
does?
why I wear them.
Oh, come on. That's not good.
I have a pair of sunglasses. They're called Pit Vipers. I forgot them, unfortunately. And she won't let me wear them in her presence because she says they make me look a certain way.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What way is that?
I don't want to say the word.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I could bait you into it.
No.
Can't talk like that. You'll be canceled.
Right.
Cancel our show.
We've got a big show. I mean, NFL kicked off. There's a lot to talk about. I'm already depressed.
Big weekend. Sports books packed. People can't get enough sports betting. And the sports books crushed them this weekend.
Yeah.
I got some numbers for some guys in the business. Wow.
Really?
Big numbers. I think more than they even expected.
Really?
Sports betting is accepted everywhere now, just like everything else, baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and you can bet on everything.
Did you ever think you'd see the day? It's crazy.
No.
I know we've talked about it before, but it is crazy, right?
Yeah. I actually wish it wasn't as bad as it was for responsible gaming issues and kids and stuff. I'm real big on setting examples. So I just wish it wasn't out there like it was so easy to do and it's fun. And next thing you know, we're creating a whole new generation of compulsive gamblers. Not just kids, not just degens. I said it before. Professionals, lawyers, doctors, business people, Wall Street people. There's going to be a fallout sooner or later. So the responsible gaming aspect really needs to be even preached even more than it is, in my opinion.
It's shocking to me, and maybe this is a sexist thing to say. I don't think it is, but like how many girls like to bet on sports is blows me away. Like I'm constantly surprised by that.
I really don't know any, to be honest with you, that really bet. Kelly in Vegas, she was our guest in the studio. She does, but I don't really know any girls that actually bet. One of our other guests, Aaron, wait, I'm trying to think. Yeah, Aaron Hawksworth.
Aaron, yep.
She bets.
Yep. I went to Dana White Contender Series last Tuesday, and Vanessa took a couple of her girlfriends, and they both asked me at 12. We got there at 4:30. 12 o'clock, they're texting me, "Hey, who do we bet? Who do we bet on tonight?
Wow.
You gonna bet on Dana White
See,
Contender
you're out there
Series?
more than me.
Right.
I'm stuck on Twitter world.
You have any girls that gamble?
No, not a lot.
Bet on sports?
But legalization in Ontario just kind of took place.
Yep.
And when Bill talks about the responsible gaming thing, you don't have the rules for ads.
Right.
So every single ad on our sports networks is pretty much all sports betting apps. My dad makes a joke. He goes, "Saw a new one today," because that's all the ads we see right now.
It's over and over and over.
Yep.
It really is. It's I don't want to seem like that's such a most guys that sell games like myself would never talk about something like that. They keep that buttoned up. They want you all to bet and stuff.
Right.
I am who I am. I'm my parents' child. I am. I care about people. I want responsible gaming to be part of people's lives and know that when's enough's enough, and no bankroll management and no skill sets and stuff. So it is what it is.
All right, let's get into big topic number one. How did the public do this weekend betting NFL Week 1, and how did you do, Bill?
We had a big week. I went to lunch with Robert yesterday, and I texted my assistant because I didn't know the actual number. And, let me see if I can pull it up here. I just had it 21. What did I tell you, 21-7?
21-7.
21-7. Now, that's prop bets. 21-7 sounds like an unbelievable, and it is an unbelievable week, by the way. I am not one that talks about that. Hey, I did 21-7 this week, and the week before that I lost, and I don't talk about that. Mm-hmm. I'm, very transparent. You go to my site, and every week there's a write-up and tells you exactly how we did, win or lose. Mm-hmm. People only talk about how they've done lately, but if you're not winning the first couple weeks of a soft markets like this, you shouldn't be gambling. You shouldn't be betting anything professionally. We're gonna win. We're gonna win betting. We're gonna win betting proposition bets, some player props, and we're gonna win betting totals in college and pro football, and we're gonna win on these things. We're not, last week it was pretty diversified here though. 9-5. I'm seeing here NCAA college football, 10-2 between props and sides. Baseball went 1-0, WNBA 1-0, 21-7, and certain things I'll tell you to bet more units on actually wound up being plus 20.8 units. So I'll tell you to go unit size more and more. But I've been preaching this for, a month on this show, maybe more. I've been saying, I know what we did last year in football. I'd love to equal that or something, but I don't think it's possible. We started right out.
And came out swinging.
It's just amazing.
On a week that a lot of people got crushed with all these upsets.
Well, now you can get crushed because you're betting money. That's why the books did so well.
Yep.
Right.
The most popular number one thing to bet, and I host a Fox Sports show on the weekend. We did the first weekend last week, and the Fox show is nationwide. We had tons of viewers. I didn't expect this many already. The Fox show was blasting it out of the park, but I had a trader on from BetMGM. He was one of the head traders from across the pond. And besides, I had a hard time understanding him, but I tried to put things in layman's terms for people too. Number one bet where they make the most money is on money line parlays. I hate to say it. I hate to say it to him. That's what John likes to bet. But
so does our favorite dentist.
Oh yeah. I seen him. I told you out there. I seen him. But it's the number one reason why sports books make money. And actually, the MGM trader was very transparent. He goes, "Yeah, mate, it's amazing what these guys do." And
we had him on the show before.
No, this was
different guy. Okay,
this was actually
we had a DraftKings guy.
Guy,
right,
and we had a FanDuel guy too. This was the actual guy that was at the head of risk.
Okay.
So this was a big guy, and for him to talk like that and be so open, I was pretty surprised. Like 25%, of people that bet on these type of things is the sports books literally make 25% of the money. That's all sports books.
Wow.
On these type of things, they got crushed this week. I mean, if the Saints would have lost, I don't know any of these every big favorite would have lost except for Baltimore. So. And the Saints almost did lose. So they got crushed on those type of bets. But they didn't get crushed if they bet, obviously, following me and my stuff. Or, if they're a professional sports bettor, they're not betting a lot of NFL sides, per se.
Yeah.
But talking about that, we have the big contest here in town. Of course, we had Derek Stevens, the owner of Circa, on. And the Survivor contest literally lost over half of the entries in 1 week. 6,000, let's round it up, 6,200 in the pool. They lost 3,400 over 3,400 the first week. That's impossible. That's impossible. I mean, it really, but by the way, by including yours truly, I mean, I had Denver last night. I was partners with a couple of guys on a couple of things, and I am left on a couple of things. I'm a partners with a couple of guys. We're left on two, but I think I lost I lost a lot of entries, but I am partners with some guys. I'm still alive. I don't even know how many. I invested a lot of money in these pools. But let me tell you, it's really easy to happen. Look at these teams that went down. And by the way, even though Indianapolis didn't lose as a 6.5, 7-point favorite, this pool, if you tie, you lose. So Indianapolis lost because of the tie. You had, of course, the big one really was last night was big. Cincinnati was big.
Yeah.
Cincinnati was a 7-point favorite.
Yeah.
So it's a big upset week. Sportsbooks made a lot of money, and I'm glad they make money because I need to take a little piece out of that each time. Each week.
Okay, let's move over to the dreaded. I'm just going to read big topic number 2. I'm going to read it exactly as it's written here. I'm not big on reading what's on the page, but I'm going to do this for you, Rob. NFL Week 1 resulted in John's hopes of a Dallas 10-plus win season come crashing down with Prescott going down with a hand injury.
That's not. Listen, I don't live in the moment.
No.
So, I bet under 10.5. I bet under 10 plus some money. I bet some different bets, but let me win the money first before we count them out after week 1. You don't know what's going to happen with the new quarterback in there. You don't know the team's going to step up the plate and say, "Hey, Dak, we got this to your back." You know what I mean?
Your attitude, Crack.
I'm just saying.
Feel better.
I'm not saying. I don't want it to happen.
Right.
No, I'm just. But
damn.
I'm saying what can happen. So
you build me up to tear me down.
I didn't know how bad until I walked in and seen DraftKings. I had no idea to win a division. Dallas, who was the favorite less than a month ago, they're now the 4th choice. The Giants and the I almost said.
Yeah, can't
say that word.
Don't do
Bleep
that.
that word out.
The Commanders.
The Commanders
is the word
are
you were looking for.
More of a favorite than Dallas. Wow. And the Eagles, of course, are minus 150. So even now, if you go to bet, you have to lay over 2.5 to 1. Dallas to not make the playoffs, 2.5 to 1 to say yes, they will not make the playoffs. That shocks me. But I mean,
isn't that free money?
I have a guy text me this morning and say, "Hey,
free money,
can you get this in?" Yeah, I mean, I don't know about free money. Nothing's free money, but
bet the house.
Anyway,
no,
Dallas is done.
Dallas is done. Yeah, that game almost no touchdowns. I mean, there was the one Brady got in. I mean, were you shocked watching this game?
It was a little surprising to see how everything played out, but they've been having issues, especially Tampa Bay at left guard, or left tackle. So I think that's going to kind of be a bit of an issue. It was an issue last season too, with the same guy kind of getting beat up. So. I wonder how that's going to play.
Are you a big NFL fan?
I try and watch as best I can.
So the Canadians up there, you guys watch NFL?
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Wow.
Like, it's massive. Like the CFL in Canada is still popular and stuff,
Right.
and the NFL kind of rules, and people's favorite teams is just all over the place across where you live. Like I'm a Colts fan. My dad, likes Dallas. There's a bit of a balance on that, but NFL's huge. The Bills used to play in Toronto for preseason.
I never
that's
knew
right.
that.
Yeah.
How far is that? That's like 4 hours or something, isn't it?
From Buffalo to Toronto? No, maybe 3 hours or so.
Wow.
They would play a preseason game.
I haven't been to Toronto. I've been to Montreal a bunch of times.
Best city in the world besides Vegas.
I tell you what. Can I say this on air?
Yes. I know what
I went out to one of those outdoor cafes.
We could say it at the same time.
There was girls everywhere.
Hottest girls.
We've never talked about this.
Hottest girls you've ever seen. I was
I can't believe he said this.
Dude.
I can't comment.
I didn't know. Telling someone.
I didn't know like people knew. Like when I was at that, I met
someone from Montreal. Oh, last week at the fight. And I said, "Oh, it's the hottest woman in the world." And she was like, "Yeah, it is, right?" I'm like, to the point where I thought I was on a hidden camera show. When I landed in Montreal, we went and we rented a car. We were going to see GSP fight. We rented a car. The girl at Hertz looked like a supermodel. Then we go in and we check into the hotel. The girl behind the counter at the hotel looks like a supermodel. We go to a 24-hour diner, like their version of
my kind of place
of Denny's.
Yeah,
drop dead gorgeous waitress.
Wow,
crazy.
We've never talked about this.
Never.
I went to this it's called Old City or Old Town.
Yep.
And to a kind of outdoor cafe.
Those nice little roads, those little cobblestones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've been there I've been to Montreal about 8 times. I used to work for a company there, so I was a spokesman for one of the first sports books, and just sitting at that outdoor cafe, I was like, "This is fake, right?" Like you said,
it's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable. I think is it a big college town? Is that? There was a college there at the time or something.
There's a fair amount, but the hottest girl in the world is my girlfriend, and no one else really exists. Yeah. So I'm going to say that before you guys try and get me in trouble, because I know Bill's going to try and set me up for something.
No, I'm not.
She's probably from Montreal.
No.
Well,
come on. What happens here stays here. I told you that last night.
Okay. You can edit this, but you can edit it out.
You were puking in the bucket. I said, "Listen, don't worry about it. I won't say nothing."
And they're nice.
Oh, well, me and Robert talked about this yesterday. I'm not real big on. I think that when I was there anyway, there was a lot of I don't know if they were the French Canadian or they weren't so nice to me. I don't know.
No, they made there's a law now that performers in Quebec have to sing in French.
How about this? You can't go to U2 is not welcome in Toronto.
Really?
No, Montreal. They have to sing in French if they
have to sing in French. You can't go.
Wait.
This is what I said to him. I said, "Wait a minute, Robert."
Yeah, look it up.
The band U2.
Nobody. None of the bands.
Yeah, so if you're performing, you got to sing in French.
Rolling Stones.
If you are performing any band.
Yeah, you got to sing in French.
Stop.
Yeah. They're trying to protect their language and stuff.
I won't be going there again.
That's insane. All right. Big topic number 3. Russell Wilson's return to Seattle resulted in a loss after a missed 64-yard field goal at the end of the game. A lot of missed kicks.
Anyone watch the Steeler game?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh and Cincinnati was fake. It's unbelievable. It's like it can't happen. It was an amazing week. Like I said, that's a big upset, that game too. It knocked a lot of people out of survivor pools. A lot of people really upset. I'm upset. I lost a lot of money actually even though I had a big weekend betting. My survivor pools. I'm in another big one, which is there's a giant one that I was involved
Westgate?
in. No, it's
somewhere else.
Yeah, one back east.
Okay.
It got knocked out. So there was only 22 of us. It was a big amount of money.
Were you surprised that I thought Russell was going to come out swinging and Denver was going to just crush? No?
Everything been weird the whole weekend, so I kind of just was looking at the game. And then when they went for the 64-yard field goal, Shannon Sharp and the Paytons were doing their broadcast. And the way they were talking, they were having a big laugh about it and were kind of confused. But 64 yards, hard kick. He almost made it.
Yeah.
He had the leg.
He had the length.
Yeah.
Would I ever think we'd be talking about Geno Smith Geno Smith had a better game last night than Russell Wilson, obviously.
Yeah.
I think in the first half he was like 8 for 8 or something. Just an amazing job. These home team dogs, these home team dogs, man, they're really something. And opening day continues to be home team dogs. However, this week there's going to be a lot of overreaction because of the first week. It always happens. It's only 1 week. Teams need to get a game under their belt. I just think that there could be opportunities with some low-hanging fruit this week.
Yeah. I got to say, I ever since doing the show with you, I'm back into football now. Because I'm a Cowboy fan.
But I thought you were always into football.
I'm a Cowboy fan, so I'm miserable all the time. So it makes me just kind of check out. But because we've been doing the show, like every year I feel like I get more and more into it just because I like to look at the line. I look at it differently now.
Back east, I used to love the feel, the crisp in the air, the the leaves starting to turn and stuff. We don't get that out here in Vegas.
Yeah. That's
when you really know football and the pigskins in the air. So it's I hope these guys enjoy that. It's a great time of the year. Have fun again. Very, very, very important to bet responsibly. I'll tell you right now, you don't have to bet the late game to get out because you lost in the daytime. I know that doesn't mean anything to a lot of people, but I keep on saying it until I'm going to be blue in the face. Sorry.
That's a great segue to, before we're going to talk about the UFC fight. You got to go to the fight. Jake Ellenberger calls me on the day of the fight, and he says, who are you betting on? And I said, I'm taking a page out of Bill Krackomberger's book, and I will not be betting this weekend on UFC.
Wow. You went to the fight and didn't bet?
I went to the fight and I didn't bet. And I said, Jake, just because it's on TV, you don't have to bet it. Because I didn't like the Diaz and Ferguson. I felt like that was a coin flip. I'm not high on Ferguson anymore. I mean, I've said that before, but I just didn't. It was crazy. Do you know all the drama that went on with the UFC?
When I got that message, I messaged you guys before you
Bill,
messaged
this
me.
is crazy.
I said, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, do you have a choice to get? Can you get your money back?
I can't until I go back to Canada. I can't do anything with my funds because they're all locked up.
That was the most upsetting part is we didn't get to do our bet.
Yep.
That's why you asked me to borrow $200 yesterday. No, I didn't realize he had no money, the poor kid.
Right? That was
I meant your money back for the ticket. I came to see something. It's not happening. I don't want my ticket. I don't want to go anymore. Like, of course, you guys are degenerate UFC guys. You want to go no matter what.
It's so good. But I actually thought it was a better card.
It was a better card. You could get a refund though if you had bought a ticket.
To know.
Yeah, so if the main event changes, Dana said it in the press conference.
Yeah.
You can change your ticket out.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
They let you take it back. But that we've never seen 3 different fights flip like that before. The amount of money that people had to restructure for their bets.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I didn't get my Nate Diaz win.
Now, Rob, the main event, Khamzat versus Holland. Did you think that was a cheap shot? I've watched it a bunch of times. They went to the bell rings. They're going to start the fight, and Kevin Holland puts his hand up like he wants to touch gloves, and Khamzat kind of acted like he was going to do it, and then he went in for a takedown immediately. I think obviously he could have got Kevin down at any point in the fight, but I think it definitely changed the fight. Like maybe we could have seen a better fight. I think the result would have been the same, but I think we got cheated out of seeing a better fight.
Wow.
Because he did that. Like, I don't like that move.
I mean, it's an unwritten rule. Like when you go to Vegas, you don't tell Robert's girlfriend about the strip club you went to.
Right.
In the same sense, you don't fist pump the guy and then fake it and take a guy down. It happened before, and a guy got knocked out right away, and people were like, "Oh, that's karma." And this one, I think Khamzat just lost all of his fans, and now he's become a villain. And he was a fan favorite. Now I don't really think, unless you're Russian, no one likes him.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I didn't like that.
Wow.
But overall, I thought it was a fun night. Good card. A lot of stars.
Yep.
Tommy Lee was there. Mark Wahlberg, Vegas' newest resident. Are you aware of this? Mark Wahlberg lives in Las Vegas now.
When that happened?
A couple months ago, maybe.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, he bought like a $14 million house or something in the area.
Why did he move to Vegas?
I don't know.
Like
maybe
from
taxes, maybe?
LA
Or does it matter? Is that level taxes?
Yeah.
I guess it does. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, it was a good card. It was interesting to see, though. There was more Spanish fans cheering for the Mexican fighters than there were people trying to chant USA the entire time.
Wow.
Because there were several Spanish-speaking fighters across the card. There was a great environment in comparison to, like, Utah a few weeks ago. The fans were booing every chance they got. This one, lively crowd. Everyone's cheering. It was a great time.
I see on the notes here you put Corey Sandhagen versus Song Yadong. Is that this weekend? No.
It's coming up. This is the next card.
Like meaning this coming Saturday?
No.
Maybe after that. Okay.
You got a pick?
I don't know, man. I'm a Sandhagen fan, but I'm looking at that line plus 160. Yadong. I don't know. I almost feel like is it a good strategy or could it be a good strategy? Just always take the dog in the UFC.
No.
across the board?
No, I don't.
Don't do that.
I don't really bet it, but I mean, I know my guys that tell me, you know, at any given Sunday, anything can happen. The same thing here. But one of my best guys actually does bet dogs. The more I think about it, but I just usually I'm thinking boxing. Boxing, I remember I lost money betting against Floyd. Lifetime.
Yeah.
A lifetime. Even though I did have him against Conor and I won a lot of money on that fight.
Shame on you. Yeah.
But I lost money. But I was always betting against him. So, but favorites can win in boxing, and underdogs it just seems like the big dogs don't win. So
Yeah.
No, that is this weekend, by the way. It's the 17th because Giga was supposed to fight, but then that fight got canceled.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay. Right. I should have known that. Right.
Yeah,
I checked out with Giga.
Yeah, but as soon as Giga was off the card, I'm like, I'm not staying for Vegas.
Right.
I'm heading out.
Okay. All right, Crack, we have a not-so-traditional guest today. This is not the normal guest for us. Are you even a gamer? When was the last time you played a video game? Ever?
Yeah. 20,
Pac-Man?
35 years ago when
Space Invaders?
When I was 15. Maybe.
Pong?
But if there's money involved in it, though.
All right, well, there's a lot of money involved. We're gonna hear about it. Today's guest is Tdawgsmitty from the Boston Breach of the Call of Duty League. There's a Call of Duty League, Crack. Are you aware of this?
No.
No. Okay. And obviously, we have our producer Rob, all the way from Canada, with us, making his second trip to Vegas in a year.
Yeah, but I was here about what, like 9 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's without the misses, though. I wanted to call her yesterday. He wouldn't let me.
No.
I was, you know me. I'm a ball
Yeah,
buster.
sure.
I wanted to call her and say, listen, I love your boyfriend. He's a nice guy and everything, but I just can't take these strip club things. I don't do strip clubs. Enough's enough. Can you please talk to him? I can't go tonight.
You're like, he had glitter all over him. I didn't understand it. So T-Dog, tell me, where are you from? What's going on? Who are you, T-Dog?
Yeah. So I'm from Baltimore.
I'm sorry. Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
I'm from
When I hear Baltimore, I think of Scarface. Where are you from? Baltimore. Baltimore.
It's easy. Well, I was telling him it's easier to say Baltimore. I'm like 20 minutes away from Baltimore, but there's no need to go over that. So Baltimore, and then I do content creation. I'm a Twitch streamer and competitive gamer, pretty much is what I would classify myself as.
Oh, cool.
And you're like pretty jacked. You're in shape. You're a fitness guy.
I love working out, and like I was telling you guys earlier, the fitness mixed with gaming, I think it's kind of, they don't connect right now. A lot of people think gamers are people sitting in their mom's basement eating Doritos, drinking Mountain Dew. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them out there, but there is some ones that care about their health, and
there are some that see daylight.
There's some that see daylight. Not a lot. Yeah, we're working there. We got to kind of break the mold a little bit.
I like it. I like what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, this show, I'm going to T-Dog, Johnny O, and I'm going to call myself Crack Dog.
I like it. I like it.
I love that.
A new team was born.
Bill, I want you to know that's what I'm calling you from now on. Now.
Crack Dog.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
All right.
One interesting thing, though, so he brought up, a competitive gamer. Last week, he played in a $100,000 tournament.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Ask me how much money I won.
How much did you win?
$0.
No.
So everyone doesn't get
there's
something?
placement. Yeah, there's placements. So like you had to hit like a top 15, and
okay.
Unfortunately, we didn't hit top 15, but it was still cool, and you get your name out there and exposure and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
where was that
there's
at?
some benefit.
Where was it at?
Right in my gaming room. So it's an online tournament. So we just.
By the way, I like my brother-in-law is a Secret Service agent. He actually is a Secret Service supervisor. He lives in Glen Burnie. Is that close?
Oh
by?
yeah. 35 minutes.
Yeah, that's where he lives.
What do you pay to enter something like that?
So it's actually more of, I guess you have to kind of get your name out there, and then you get invited to it. So it's not, you can't just join it willy-nilly. You have to have a special invite.
What was that one guy's name, the famous game, like the most famous one? I'm blank on his name. You know what I'm thinking of?
Ninja?
No? Ninja.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
Ninja.
Ninja.
Is he
Ninja's
still
the man.
around? Is he still?
He is very much around.
Does he play Call of Duty?
Not as much. He's a Fortnite guy.
Fortnite.
He's a
right.
Fortnite guy,
Okay.
but he did a really good job.
Tell Bill, like, if you know, like, about how much does a guy like Ninja make?
I
Ninja might be making like $6 million a year minimum.
minimum.
And when you were saying the name, I thought you were going to talk about like Matthew Broderick, War Games or something. Ninja is making $6 million a year.
Yeah.
Now, how can
Minimum.
you make that kind of like? How do you make $1 million a year in this? How do you do that? Do you get sponsors that
Sponsors
are the
is definitely one
from the game companies?
Yes, sponsors is definitely one. Twitch, which you can subscribe to somebody.
Yep.
So you pay $5 a month to support this guy's stream, and a guy like Ninja has 20,000 subscribers, and you do 20,000 times $3 because Twitch gets a cut.
Yep.
Yeah.
20,000 times 3. What's that in your head? That's how much.
60 grand.
60 grand plus sponsors plus team endorsements, and all of a sudden
Right.
you're at 120 grand a month.
So that much money, I have to ask now. I'm a sports bettor.
Yeah.
That's what I do for a living. So this is why you're on the show too. There's a sports betting aspect, isn't it? So you can gamble on this.
You sure can.
We got to talk after.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I met that guy Ninja at E3.
Did you really?
Yeah, this had to be 10
Before the blow up, I'm assuming? Before his rise.
He was pretty famous because what I was going to say is, so back in another lifetime, I owned a PR firm, and we used to work actually with Infinity Ward.
Okay.
Who one of the makers of Call of Duty, right? There's Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and
I'm going to their studios in
Infinity Ward?
24 hours.
Where?
So the new game, Modern Warfare 2, is coming out, and I got another invitation to play the game early.
Oh, wow.
And it's
Yeah,
their game.
so we threw a couple of launch parties for them. One at Sundance, one in New York.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. So I got to, see a sneak peek of the games all the years.
I can't wait.
I actually I used to represent Cole Hamels, a pitcher for the Phillies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he's a huge Call of Duty guy. And I used to play Call of Duty myself. And Cole loved the game, so I got him a tour of at the time of Treyarch.
Okay.
In LA and in the Valley, and it was amazing. And then I think he even did like a little guest spot. His voice as a sergeant or whatever. But he said, "What's your gamer tag or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh, I can't give that to you." And he's like, "Why?" I said, "Because if you saw how much I play, you're gonna fire me. I won't be doing your PR anymore."
Wow.
Yeah. So I just quit because I was too addicted. But,
Okay. I was going to say, why'd you quit?
But Ninja, I didn't know who he was. This guy had a crowd of people, unbelievable. Had to have 300 people. Around this guy.
Like Entourage, Turtle.
Yes.
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 Head to head.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But what's really cool, so they have the Call of Duty League, which is basically a professional league now, just like you would see anything else in sports, but they run a tournament system, which is really cool. So they basically have March Madness 5 times a year. Mm-hmm. So you play to qualify to get in, and then they have their major tournament. And throughout that entire process, there's money line bets available. And there's some futures. You can bet on who might win the entire tournament. But you can pick for each game, you can bet winner, loser. And DraftKings, Barstool, a lot of these books are trying to promote this now. And people are starting to bet on this quite regularly, which is crazy to me.
That's unbelievable. Travis, give us a little air, because I'm getting so hot and nervous thinking about I'm going to have T-Dog in my pocket here for some betting. Yeah, thanks.
Will you fire away on some of that?
If I get inside information, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
See how much he makes a year.
This
how much
is
he can make
probably
with
the
me.
kind of betting that could be really where there is an advantage, right? Because it's not the masses maybe aren't playing or betting.
I think I would think during COVID, you guys probably were doing some
COVID
good stuff,
was
right?
the prime time. Like nobody was doing anything.
Yeah.
They were only looking at their phone. They were only looking at their TV. So that's when I made a significant jump. From that because, I mean, again, there was literally nothing to do but watch your Netflix shows and your favorite
Everyone
gamers.
had a degree of depression. I don't care who says what.
Yeah.
You want to be a tough guy.
Yeah.
Stare at 4 walls for 3-4 months.
Yeah.
See what happens.
And not knowing when it was going to end. That was awful.
Yeah. Well, end of the world. You didn't know what was going to happen here. But let me ask you guys. I seen something on the Luxor for a couple of years.
The esports arena.
Esports arena. Now, is esports related to this, or is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was
exactly.
an arena there. Have you been there?
I have.
So you've been there. Now, are they still doing esports, or they're out?
I think they are.
Okay.
I think they are.
Yeah, that was a big thing here. Was the esports arena? though.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah.
There were,
Is it HyperX?
Yeah, HyperX now.
I've actually streamed from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Is that the Triangle building?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was.
Yeah.
They dedicated that building.
Yep.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
giant. They put it on the
Oh,
side
the
of
Luxor.
the building.
Okay.
Yeah, Luxor.
Which
Yeah, they're still doing
interesting.
stuff.
So we're talking about Call of Duty not having a large betting aspect, and it's growing. You look at some of these other games, Bill. They'll put 50,000 people in a stadium, and there's a massive betting market over in Asia for games like League of Legends, CS:GO. Like I'm talking crazy millions amount being bet on these individual games over in Asia. So that's starting to bleed over to here now, and there's a sports books that's been set up that's just designed for esports betting. That's it. That's the only
wouldn't
thing.
that lead to I'm going to be real blunt here.
I know what you're
because I
going to
was
say.
joking around saying this
Yeah.
guy's in my pocket, but let's be serious now. Isn't that going to lead to honestly me paying off someone to play this, and they're going to make it look good, and I'm going to bet as much money as I can, or you can't get down that kind of money, and it's not. I mean, 50,000 people, I would think you'd be able to get down a lot of money if they're all betting.
So there's been a few scandals with people throwing games and stuff.
Yeah.
It's more so over in Asia. It doesn't bleed over into North America very much at all.
Oh, it will.
And it's one of those things that they have to. That's why the guys get paid so much money now, is so that they can avoid these things. But in Asia, there's been massive scandals. They do drug testing over in some of these individual leagues. They'll test guys. People were dying, taking too much Adderall and amphetamine to try and get that edge. They had to set rules.
Wow.
So these guys are training 6 hours, 8 hours a day since they're 16 years old. Right. So, and over there's been issues with League of Legends and CSGO for cheating. But the market for betting on that stuff over in Europe and Asia, massive for like CSGO. Call of Duty is just starting to bleed in. It's more of a North American product.
Yeah.
And that's why the betting is starting to build up.
Are they drug testing here?
I don't believe.
All right.
I don't believe they
could
drug
talk
test.
about that. Be the Mark McGuire of.
Are you clean, T-Dog? Are you clean?
I am clean. If you see some of my gameplay, you'll know I'm clean for sure.
Okay. All right.
Like, no, go ahead, John.
No, I was gonna say, what's your favorite version of Call of Duty? Which game was your favorite?
Oh man, I'm a Black Ops 2 guy. I don't know if you ever played that game. Treyarch, like you were talking about. Probably my favorite one. Everybody's a big MW2 guy. I'm just a Treyarch. I'm a Treyarch lover. I think they got the best studio, and I think they put out the best games. So I'm rolling with
My buddy
Black
John
Ops 2.
Raffis is going to be so excited to hear you say that.
I love that crew. I know a couple. I don't know them personally, but I know them just from following them on Twitter and stuff. And David Vandahar, I don't know if you know that name. He's like the head guy, and I love their stuff.
Okay.
T, tell them how much these guys get paid.
The pros?
Yeah, the pros in Call of Duty.
The pros, it's funny that there's some high level pro. It's just like an NBA player. There's some high level pros, and then there's some rookies. I would say the minimum for a rookie is about $150K a year.
That's amazing.
Minimum.
So there's a league minimum, but nobody actually pays the league minimum because people can go create content and make more money. So they want to keep them. So I would say a rookie's making $150K a year, and then you have some all-stars that are making $300, $400K a year.
Wow.
Plus endorsements, plus their team pay, plus their Twitch subs.
And when you say they're playing 8 hours a day, you mean like
they are grinding. They are grinding
practice?
8 hours a day.
Yeah, like they've got a coach. So all these teams have coaches. They have video coaches. They have people doing some statistical analytics. Now, it's not like the NFL with AWS where you can see all of this stuff, but there is statistics that go into it. There's strategy, and it's if you actually watch these guys play, you'd start sweating watching them just sitting there at their computer because of how intense they
All
get.
these kids watching, do any of them have jobs? I mean, what do they do? I mean, how can you watch for 8 hours a day?
they want to do this?
So they don't stream their practice.
So their goal is they want to be involved in it.
I think so, yeah. Right?
So there's two avenues you can take. You can be a content creator like T-Dog and I do, where like we're not on the pro side, and then there's the pro side. Both sides can make money, and there's a middle ground where you can do competitive matches and stuff. But there's people that just go, I'm a funny guy, I'm going to make videos, and that's something they can do. But then there's some kids at 15 that decide, I'm going to be a Call of Duty pro. They treat it just like trying to make the NFL.
And are there like commentators and stuff like that? And like UFC has like a couple of the hot girls that know how to talk about fighting and stuff. Is it the same for Call of Duty? Like there's some hot girl gamers that do like interviews and that kind of stuff?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. Same thing.
And is it like fighting or any pro sport? It's a young man's game.
I was gonna say, that's why I kind of chose content creation. I'm 30, which unfortunately
you're old to them.
In professional gaming, that's pretty much grandpa.
Got it.
So you really need to be on the top of your game. Honestly, probably 25 to 27 would be considered
your prime.
Old. I would say old.
He's grandpa.
I'm grandpa.
Prime is what?
Yeah.
Like 18?
I would say. I don't know if you can be in the league at 18.
No, I think like 22 would probably be prime. You see a lot of guys skyrocket.
Yeah, because it's a mature game, so technically you're not allowed to compete till you're 17 or 16, or you can't. So because some people have tried before, but you have to hit that 18. Maybe.
What did your parents your parents say when they want to put you to college or something? No, I'm going to play games.
My parents still have no idea what I'm doing right now.
You're kidding me.
That's
shocking.
They know that I do gaming.
What do they think you do?
They know that I'm a gamer, but at the same time they still don't, because I was talking with a buddy of mine. They said, I ran into your mom the other day, and she said, the podcast is doing really well. I said, it's not a podcast, but we're just going to keep having her think that.
Why? Why?
Great.
You're making good money, right? Why?
Yeah. She texted me the other day. She said, what are you doing this week? I said, I'm just flying out to California and Vegas. And she's like, what in the world is going on? So It's kind of a
I
world
would hate
that
to
I
lie to my parents.
I'm not technically lying. I just kind of let them.
Because they don't understand.
It's just
like,
too
Yeah,
hard.
but if you're
to even
making money, big
process
deal.
it.
If I say, Mom, I'm going to make more money here than I can make with a college degree.
It's probably a similar thing like that you went through, 15, 20 years ago with sports betting, right? Like it was viewed as like a degenerate, whatever. It's just kind of same with video games, right? Like
I don't know.
It was.
Yeah. Okay.
It was definitely something that's in the last probably 3 to 4 years
Yep.
has become cool.
Right.
Now, 5, 10 years ago, it was like that.
Sports
dude's
betting
weird.
has become cool too.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
It was like
you're weird.
People thought like, wow, you bet sports, you must be a loser.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Right.
Sports betting now is cool, according to all the ads you see every Baltimore.
sure.
You guys have them all over the
Yeah.
place now.
Yeah. We just got that casino or whatever that you could. Can you bet in that casino? I don't know. I'm not a.
in
I think so.
Baltimore.
Yeah, they just got a casino.
Oh, I thought it was
Horseshoe, I
Washington.
think, is what it's called.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
casinos
right
there.
next to the Ravens.
But I
Stadium.
know you could because where they are, I told you in Glen Burnie, I went over to a casino, a pretty nice casino. They had a giant FanDuel sports book inside.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm saying you can. So
Well, let's talk about crack wins. You're off to a good start, even though you said you weren't going to do what you did last year. You're on a
just 1
pace,
week.
Bill. You're on
1
a
week.
pace.
Yeah.
No.
It's the first week, but we're gonna kill things like that, props and first half totals and totals in general. I didn't put out a teaser yet this week, but I like a teaser. I'm gonna be putting out this week. I think the teasers are, you're adding 6 points to each team, and you're laying 12 to 10 or 13 to 10 for 7 points. And they're getting harder and harder to win because the sports books have a wider margin on their teaser prices. But I like that. So I have a good weekend set up here for that. And we're we're still doing a little bit of other things also. It's not just that. We had some baseball mix in, some WNBA, some NASCAR, some little things. But the props are where it's at. That's where the money is to be made. And I'm not one of these guys that go on and sell a prop that's only available at one sports book. There's some companies that do that. They put out a play on Monday for Sunday. They can get it one single sports book. It's just not fair to everybody. DraftKings is only in 20 markets, and you're giving it out to the whole country. But I look at DraftKings, I look at FanDuel, I look at the offshore market. I want to make sure people can get in on the props that we give out, or else we'd actually even have a better record than doing what they do by padding a record like these other companies do.
Yeah. All right. Well, download the Crack Wins app. It's on Apple. It's on Google Play. You can go to crackwins.com. Get in the winner's circle. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. All you people that keep DMing me, who do you like? Who do you like? Don't ask me. Ask the Crack Man. All I'm gonna do is drain your bank account. At least you got a shot with the Crack Man,
They asked me
right?
the same thing, man. Everyone wants to know NFL too. They were like, it was Saturday in a sports book, and we're like, what do you like tomorrow? I'm like, today's no big deal. Tomorrow's the day.
Right.
So it's cool though. It's fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
And WSN.com.
I'm on there right now.
I see. Bonus money.
As usual, we'll get to that in 1 second. As usual, the betting tips and picks from so many different writers and different. They just have so many different people that write for this site and get these articles here up. It's just amazing. And then, of course, all of our episodes are up on crackwins.com. Big section on things like soccer, things like tennis, all different things to make you a better sports bettor. Great articles. Never seen anything like it. There's a week 2 article up. U.S. sports betting news. I like that kind of stuff. I know it's kind of boring for some people, but just articles here on Missouri, Maryland approving diversity plan requiring mobile sports betting licensees to do certain things. These are things that I just didn't realize what was going on around the country. Kansas, I can go on and on about these new exchanges that opened up in Jersey last week. An exchange is used to be, it's like Betfair over across the pond there. You put up a market, someone else puts up a market. You could take their market. You could put up a line that you like. You could put up a line that you like. I can go in and say, well, if you like that, I like this. And instead of laying 110 on both sides, we can lay 101 or 102 on both sides. Over the long period, it's going to make a ton of money. So they are, it'll make a ton of money that you save in juice rather than laying 110. So they're on there. There's a great article about that. Of course, I like the bonuses. You guys know I go over to bonuses, and you can just literally look in your jurisdiction and under state guides. Let me click on Arizona this week. Arizona, and you can see Caesars $12.50 back. MGM $1,000 risk-free bet. DraftKings up to $1,000. Unibet, Bet River. So you can go on and on. There's some great bonuses they have negotiated for you at WSN.com.
Sorry for that break, guys. Let's get back to the interview with T-Dawg.
Yeah, and if the crazy thing is, as this goes on, it's just only going to get bigger. But they basically have a full ESPN broadcast for all of these games.
Yeah.
It's full tilt. There's 40 50,000 people sitting there watching the major tournaments.
And the crowd's cheering and
crowd's cheering. They have
chanting
signs. People get in fights. They're yelling at each other.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys a video
The
after
fans
this.
getting fights, the players are getting
the
in
fans.
fights.
Like there's like fan bases and stuff. So you'll be like,
Right.
I'm a Toronto fan or I'm a Boston Breach fan, and they don't like
Right.
each other. And then you'll see guys win tournaments and just start talking mad shit and like screaming at guys. You'll lose your mind seeing these kids freak out. It's like you just won the Super Bowl and you're screaming down at a guy that cut you.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a world that people just don't know exists yet, I think. Some do, but
And there's
some
like
are
instant
still-
replay of
Everything.
the whole
There's
thing, yeah.
cheating scandals. Like people break the rules. They have to review things.
How would you break the rules?
So you can glitch in certain spots of the map. Like people try and find these exploits, just like you try and find an exploit in the rules in the NFL, and you'll see like, oh, he did this. They have to like the game gets called. They have to restart the match or something like that. It's intense. And there's cheating scandals because like just like there is steroids, there's cheating in software you can use to cheat at the game. So there's scandals of being like, if you're playing in one of these $100,000 tournaments and you're using cheats, people find out, it becomes a big deal. I have a video with 2.4 million views making fun of someone that was getting accused
saw
of
that
cheating.
video. Yeah.
So
okay.
it's just insane when you look at that. Like that many people are interested in something like that.
Wow.
And how many are on a team?
So pro team is four. Four people. There's a coach, and then you have
And
a sub.
4 are playing the game at the same time.
It's a 4-on-4 situation.
And then is
type
there
situation.
like if someone gets hurt or
yeah, there's a sub.
There's a sub.
Yeah.
So
there
injury reserve.
You get video games thumb. What
That's
you
exactly
do right?
what-
That's a
so
thing.
there's a
See,
team
you don't
called-
think I know about video games?
No, John, you got a good future in this.
There's a team called Optic, another Call of Duty
Yep.
team, and the guy on their team hurt his thumb and was out like 3 months.
Yeah.
So they had to bring in a sub for 3 months and
on the DL.
And straight up's called injury reserve.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
I mean, just imagine using your hands like that for
Yeah.
every day 10 hours. I mean, I can't imagine how more people don't have that issue.
Right.
Carpal tunnel or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it's a young man's game. That's one of the problems that falls into it is guys just can't keep up. Eventually, their hands give
Yeah.
up. And they go,
Or eyes, right?
Eyes too. So
Yeah.
you'll see guys train with special glasses that block the blue light.
Yep.
Like when I'm telling you, there's levels of insanity
Yeah.
to this. It never ends.
I hadn't played the game in a really long time, and I have another podcast called Action Junkies that I have, and my co-host at the time, his name was Chad McBain. His name is still Chad McBain, and he's like at the time he was maybe 26, and he was like, oh, I love the new Call of Duty's coming out, and I was like, man, I haven't played that game. And I said, I'll smoke you though, and he's like, oh, you couldn't beat me. I'm like, I haven't played that game probably 5 or 6 years. I will crush you. So we actually did a challenge, and I called John Raffis at Treyarch, and he sent me the game. The new game, and we videoed the play. He demolished me.
Wow.
I couldn't even see, Bill.
Yeah.
I can't even see the people anymore. My eyes are gone. Like, it was embarrassing. I got embarrassed.
You can't be taking years off. Now it's like if I take like a week off. So like I haven't played the game since when did I get here? I don't know.
Sunday?
4 days ago or whatever. When I go back, my first day, it'll be like I haven't played the game in 3 months.
Wow.
So it's like riding a bike. You're like, okay, let me get some reps in again.
In your lifetime, how many controllers have you broken from throwing them against a wall?
Zero.
None.
Zero.
You're controlled.
I try to be controlled.
Okay.
But I've definitely raged. I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna act like I'm this perfect person playing Call of Duty. I've definitely raged. But controllers are starting to get expensive now.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Like
And they're
I
hard
don't
to get, right?
Yeah, I don't want to have to drop $70 every time I break a controller. So
Do you have any friends that are controller throwers?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Controller, yeah. And then that's why, unfortunately, some of them quit because they break a controller and like, you know what? I'm not buying another controller. And then all of a sudden you don't see them for 3 or 4 months. I'm like, come on, man. What are we doing?
Are you a controller thrower?
No, I'm actually really responsible and calm playing the game. I don't get
Really?
upset.
Even
I don't yell.
keel.
My girlfriend doesn't knock on the door and go, "What are you doing?
Right.
What's going on? Is something
You don't get
wrong?"
phased at war.
I'm perfectly calm. No one's ever seen me freak out playing the video game once. Not a soul. Not a soul in the world.
Phased at war.
You like that?
Yeah, that was good.
I like when I make you laugh, Bill. I feel like I feel like I did something.
That's fun.
You know?
Yeah, we're all gonna have to do this one day together.
Yep.
Yeah, but I thought that they. I literally thought they had that at the Luxor, but I didn't know there was. I knew it was popular. I didn't know. I never heard anything about gambling on it till today.
Right.
Yep.
So this is a.
So who's the team to beat?
Oh, it's a good question this year.
For Call of Duty, probably FaZe.
Yeah.
So FaZe is just a very big org in itself, professional-wise, content-wise, and they have I think they have a very young team. Like I think the oldest guy is like 22.
Jesus.
And they're all
They're cheating. They're
unbelievable.
cheating.
That's what I say. When somebody beats me
I know,
one-on-one,
right.
that dude's
Cheating.
cheating.
I
He's
follow
cheating.
FaZe.
Yeah.
They're big.
And how many matches are there? Is it every week? Is there a
So-
season?
Yeah, so it's like a season, and there's matches every Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
And then after, I would say, 6-7 weeks, there's like a tournament.
Yep.
A tournament, and then you restart, do the same thing. They do 5 tournaments a year.
Yep.
Wow.
And March Madness, so like it's always exciting and it keeps people
Yeah.
interested in it. But
New
what's
winner.
fun? Yeah, new winner coming out throughout the year. 2 of the teams are publicly traded. So FaZe is a publicly traded company, and Toronto Ultra, which is OAM, is publicly traded. Stock's down. Guys, come on, get your shit together.
Stock's down everywhere. The market's getting crushed.
But what's it? Yeah, so they're publicly traded companies. Boston Breach is owned by.
It's
the
because they didn't
Crafts
resign
and-
me, the Ultra. You know
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
Neil Liebman, who owns the Texas Rangers,
Yep.
buddy of my dad's and myself, he invested in an esports team.
Complexity.
You know, that's the
yeah.
one?
Yeah, Complexity.
Oh, okay.
They're huge.
Yeah,
Yep.
like a lot of money I think he put in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Complexity. They're a big Texas-based organization.
Okay.
but they have
Wow.
teams. There's some of these
I love
organizations.
that you know that.
Some of these organizations will have like 12 teams. So they'll have
wow.
a team in all these different games too. There's managers, people have agents, everything you can think of.
Wow. Fascinating.
Cool stuff. Well, hey,
Yeah.
this has been fun.
Yeah, this
Something
was good.
different.
Yeah, something different.
Yeah.
You know,
Thanks,
T-Dog.
thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you guys
Appreciate
gonna
it.
game when we get done this? You guys coming back?
Coming back where?
You gonna start gaming again?
Yeah, I'm
Welcome
big,
back.
Oh, yeah, big
All
time.
right, I'll get you a copy of the new Call of Duty.
I might not bet sports again. I may just,
Just
get
straight
into this
games.
full
Is it
time.
I love that.
Treyarch
Yes.
this year?
No, Infinity Ward.
Infinity Ward this
And
year.
you know people at Treyarch? Or
Not personally.
I'm
but
going to
yeah.
introduce you to John
I-
Raff. Is going to change your life,
I would
T-Dog.
love to meet that guy.
Okay, I'm going to set it up.
Okay,
Are you
stuff.
ever in LA?
I'll be in LA. I'm trying to go to LA like a couple times a year now and meet some people out there.
Okay.
My condolences.
We'll
Yeah,
we'll,
the
we'll
first time
set
I
it
went
up.
there was recently. And so
Next time you go to LA, I'm going to get you all set up at Treyarch.
I would love that.
Okay. Done. All right, man. Well, thanks for stopping
Yeah,
in.
thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All righty. Crack, what did you think of that? I love that.
Cool.
T-Dog
I
in
didn't
the
know these
video
guys
games.
can make that kind of money.
Yeah, rookies making $150K a year.
Good for them.
rookies.
Good for him.
It's
Yeah.
good, right?
Good deal.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Think about rookies making $150,000 a year though playing video games.
Good
rookies.
for them. Good for them. Hey, listen, if there's
Pretty cool.
a market out there,
Yeah.
go exploit it. Good job.
Rob, are you going to be going pro anytime soon or not?
I'm on the opposite end. I just try and be funny and play the game and
Got
make some
it.
jokes. If I went to the tournament like he was in, the $100,000 one, I'd be in last place.
Well, Rob, you've been now producing the show for I want to say a year. I'm
Not quite.
sure.
I think we're at
coming
a
up.
10-month anniversary, John.
And now you've crossed over into on-camera talent. You're killing it on WSN social media and reporting live from the gym here in Vegas and all that stuff. You like this side of the camera?
Yeah, when I retired from coaching hockey, I needed to do something else. And,
Yeah.
thanks to you two guys, we got a lot going on.
Cool.
Well, this was fun, man. I hope you make it back to Vegas. Can you make it back before New Year's? We go for the hat trick. One more.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
We're going to put you in the El Cortez next time. You'll like
Oh,
it.
hey, it sounds like a nice place.
See you guys.
All right. We'll see you next week on Wise Kracks.